Hey Lola.
Hello, Steve.
So Lola, first of all, this movie is about you. And what I just heard today, I didn't know, just heard like a few minutes ago, you also wrote the script.
I did.
So tell me about it.
So it's based off of the song Wrong Way by Sublime. I've heard it since I was a youngling, and one day I was driving and I just had this epiphany moment when I realized this song is a porn script in a song.
Okay.
And I needed to figure out a way to translate it and do it something that would deem such a fun, fucked up song into a good porn. And that's where I really wanted to start with it.
How much better can life get? I mean, we are here in fucking Southern California. Mm-hmm. Finally, the weather looks like Southern, because for 3-4 months it was just raining.
And now we have the amazing super bloom, so the hills on the drive here were absolutely incredible.
I was on the phone with my wife while I drive here, and she's coming in 3 weeks from now, and she's going to stay the whole month of May with me. And she's been here many times, but I told her you will love it. She's never seen. Last time she was here with me, exactly at this location, everything was burned down here. Yeah. It was all black. The hills in the background here, we don't see it because I'm on a tight frame. Yeah. But everything here in the background was like black burned, and now it's green. That's amazing, just to see how quickly it can recover, because that was probably shortly after the wildfires, right? This was like, I mean, there's wildfires every year here. Of course. It was not the big wildfire in 2018, it was in 2017. When she was last year. I'm here on this location. But there's wildfires every year, sometimes more, sometimes less. It's part of California. It is, and I mean, overall, besides the ones that are uncontrollable, it's an essential part to the ecosystem, really. Yeah. Are you a California girl? Are you from here? No, I'm from Florida. Okay. I just moved here. I've only been to Florida twice, and I loved it. It's amazing. Being there and staying there for the entirety of 22 years really allowed me to fully appreciate the state that I grew up in. Yeah, I've been to Orlando, I've been to Miami, Fort Lauderdale, I've been to Key West, which I love the most. Key West is so fun. It's a fun place, yeah. Absolutely. There's nothing like Key West, really. It's just such a relaxed vibe. Also sexually very liberal. Yes, absolutely. One of the first times I went to Key West, the first time I ever saw a pride parade was there. Yeah, I remember that. I was surprised that when I was there, they had closing optional bars and restaurants. Really? That's very cool. Yeah, you can. I mean, some people stay dressed, some people get naked, whatever you feel like. I know that there's definitely hotels like that where they're adult only, and nudity friendly. Yeah, I mean, that's a typical American thing. Like, we have nudist hotels and resorts, but they are family places. Yeah. In Europe, it's usually a family thing. Yeah, definitely. I know that in some places it's far more acceptable to go to the beach without a top on. Yeah, there's my favorite vacation place is in the south of France, and it's a naked city. Yeah. You go there to the grocery store, to the restaurant, everywhere. What's it called? It's Cap d'Act. It's south of Marseille, between Marseille and the Spanish border on the Mediterranean side. Awesome. That sounds amazing, just to be able to go and see just like a liberal, free. Yeah, and it's like 20,000 people there in summer. You know, it's almost empty in winter. It's mainly a vacation place. Some people live there throughout the year, but it's mainly a vacation place. And is it like a family-friendly space? Absolutely, yeah. That's I've been there with my parents, with my children. That's so cool. I like the fact that there's just that 20,000 people, that's such a large community to be comfortable with not sexualizing the human body. Yeah, I mean, there's also parts of the population, quote unquote, are swingers, so there's some swinger parties going on, and
very
some,
fun, of course.
Some couple exchange discos and places and swinger clubs at night.
That sounds really fun. A couple exchange disco.
Yeah. And awesome. Then the beach is very long, wide, sandy beach, and it's not officially separated, but there's like the family part, and then the gay part, and then the swinger part.
Very fun. Well, it's nice to be able to, like, for kids to even just be exposed to things at a young age and to be taught that that's okay from any time of life. Really is nice to be able to do that.
This is because I grew up as a kid going to nude beaches. I've seen thousands of nude people when I was a kid, and that's why I still like pussy hair and also hairy armpits, because that was for me when I grew up the signal. Now the girl is ready. Now you can have
makes sense.
Try to get into her pants, even if she's not wearing pants. But
it makes sense though, because like like a year or two after that is generally nowadays when people, I mean, even way back when, but like when you start developing pubic hair, that's absolutely when people start masturbating and start fooling around with each other.
I started masturbating much before I had pubic hair.
Men tend to, though.
I was masturbating like a little sicko when I was in kindergarten. I found out how much pleasure you can have with your penis, and I didn't know anything about sex. I just know it feels good when I rub it.
Yes, that's my boyfriend. He like started touching himself when he was basically in kindergarten as well, and he wouldn't even touch his penis. It was like he would press down on his pubic mound, and he would ejaculate like that when he was like 8. But even before then, he like had started recognizing that there was some sort of pleasurable sense from like touching your genitals at such a young age. But for me, I started masturbating, I think, when I was like 11 on a cruise ship to Mexico, because I found out what the shower head was. And then I was like, I'm just going to stay. I'm sick. I'm not feeling well today. I'm staying in the cabin.
Using a lot of shower water.
Oh, my God. I mean, at least, it was coming. I'm sure it was recycled from the ocean or something. But it was just, like, the most amazing feeling. And I remember I would get so close to having an orgasm. But because it was so intense, especially with a shower head to be the first, like, thing that you masturbate with, I would be, like, almost afraid to come when I was little, because it was just like so much. But that was fun. But it's interesting because starting at a younger age like that, I find that people develop an even more interesting, diverse sexuality. Like having sex for me at a young age, I always wanted to consistently have like my sex life revamped, so I would be cutting holes in like gymnastics leotards and just like doing things like that, so I could go over to my boyfriend's house with a skirt on, so like with the like a slit and with my cunt out. Like that's just the way I was when I was young, and
I
now
love
I'm
when
like
you
this
say
super
cunt,
kinky
because
freak.
I love this word. I love that you say cunt.
Oh, absolutely. It's so, because it's like I like saying cunt. It sounds fine, and it's a naughty word.
Yeah, I love it. Some girls get offended when I say cunt, but I apologize before. I said, but I just love to call it cunt.
Absolutely, and then it's kind of really hot when a girl says it, because then it's just like, oh, you're very comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Nice.
You're very comfortable with a lot of things, because, I guess at least, because in your script you go into a lot of sexual details, like rimming. And some people, when they watch our porn and they see girls rimming me, they think, oh my God, this poor girl. But it's so sexy. I like it both ways. How did you find out about that?
Well, I remember the first time I got my ass eaten. My best friend, Ricky Spanish, when we were like 18 or 19, I was sleeping over because we spent like every fucking day together. And he woke me up in the middle of the night eating my ass. And it was fucking awesome. Like, it was just like mind blowing. I was like, oh my god, I love this. But then as I got more into porn and more into it, like of course, why would I not want to give that pleasure to someone else? I really like it. It's freaky. Yeah. It's very fun.
I like it both ways, and I actually, if I have to decide if I can have only one or the other, I like both. But if I can have only one or the other, eat out a girl or get blown, I prefer to eat out a girl. I love to feel the reaction, to see, to.
I totally
so
understand.
Sexy.
I completely agree with that, because like people pleasing is fun, and just watching the way that they squirm and moan and just kind of like almost, and they definitely, when you lick someone's ass, it's a whole other wall being brought down of like an interesting sense of vulnerability. It's very hot. I like it a lot, because some people are like so composed, but some people are just like, oh my god, what are you even doing? Like, so it just depends, and it's fascinating to see the ranges of
and
it.
Also, people are not. Some people are not aware how many sexual spots a body has, and it's much more like just the clitoris and the penis. And I feel sorry for a lot of my American colleagues, because most guys here get circumcised when they're little, and they lose so much sensation, which is in nerves and in the foreskin.
Yeah.
But
honestly,
also the armpits or neck or
ears.
earlobes. Yeah.
See, we're on the same line.
Absolutely.
Too funny. Yeah, honestly, like, when it comes to, it's interesting, we're talking about eating ass and then also foreskin. Even when it comes to anal, I love all cock, but it is definitely easier to do like spontaneous anal with someone with foreskin, because it just
makes it,
you have that like extra slide. Yeah. I don't know, it's fun, but it's just interesting how sex is so different.
Can you try not to cover the phone in your lap, because it's recording your sound?
Sorry about that.
Don't worry.
Yeah, so hopefully that caught that. But yeah, I just think it's interesting how just that. Actually, it's not a small thing, because it is something that affects a lot of men. I know some people that are very uncomfortable with the fact that they've had their foreskin removed. Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I was just watching Jim Jeffries' show. He's an Australian comedian. He's very funny. I was watching him live a few days ago. And he always talks about that he has his kid circumcised because he wants him to get more blowjobs when he gets older, because foreskin is ugly and girls don't want to suck a dick with foreskin. But I think that's a personal taste, and especially here in America, I can imagine if you're a girl and you had your first sexual experience and most of the guys are circumcised, all of a sudden you see foreskin and you're like, whoa, what's that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I could see how that would.
You can pass. Don't worry. I have a very close frame. Yeah. Yeah. He will not be on camera. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we are here behind the scenes. So we are on set. You're ready for us?
Hold on. Can we cut it for 1 second?
Sure. Yeah.
Then we'll do a punch. So Montreal changed the story up without telling us.
Okay.
They want you to only do a 10-minute non-sex. I'm going to pay you your rate, but I'm just letting you know that I know.
I want to have sex with her.
That's between the two of you. She also wanted to have sex with you. I'm just letting you know that this is 100%. I mean, you thought it was a DP the whole time.
Yeah.
I thought it was too.
I requested you.
She requested you. This was the whole purpose.
We just heard there's a change in the production schedule, so we're not going to have sex today.
But we will have sex soon.
Yeah, I hope so very well, very much.
I specifically requested you because I was like, I wanted an amazing DP, but also the last scene we did together was so fun, and I remember like I immediately got the vibe that you just like freaky things, like you really get off on fun, like you're a fun sexual energy to be around. And I was like, yes, this is perfect, but we'll definitely make something kinky with rimming.
I mean, if they're not filming, I don't care. Maybe I can eat your ass off camera.
You can always do something. Snapchat's a thing. OnlyFans.
Okay. Yes, my dear. They are requesting you to come on set. They need you. They will still need me for an acting part, so I'm gonna hang out here while not having sex with you, which breaks my heart. So we don't have an after the usual post-coital interview where I'm sitting next to you. So that's why I'm gonna join you for a moment now.
All right.
Okay, let's put my chair right next to yours.
Welcome, Steve.
And so now we are together. Steve Holmes with a broken heart, and she just talking about turned me on so much, but so then I see you guys on YouTube next time, and if you like this, click subscribe.
Bye.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
Yeah, the last time it was, you were...